Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another exciting, fun-filled, action-packed episode of Packaging Today. I am one of your three hosts. I have been, as I mentioned yesterday, totally abandoned, sitting here all by my lonesome, hosting this 10-minute episode of the Packaging Today show. Corey and Avelio are at Paris Packaging Week. I hope you've been able to link up with them. Today, we're going to go through a post by the wonderful and great Dustin Smith that I saw 3 hours ago. We're going to talk a little bit about LTL shipping and ISTA standards. And hopefully we have time to take a phone call. So be ready to call in and we'll try it out. We'll try out the phone call situation, but comment that you're calling in so I can answer it, and it's not just like we're talking to a. Maybe it would be fun to talk to a telemarketer. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to play the old intro because I don't have the new intro, but the new intro is super fire. Let's get going.
Live from Studio 3, this is Packaging Today with Avelio Matos, Adam Peel, and Corey Connors.
Okay, so this morning, let me pull up the comments here, see if anybody is in fact watching or listening to this live stream. This morning, I saw this post from Dustin Smith. He is the co-founder and CEO at Bolt Smith Consulting. Do I need to zoom in on this thing a little bit more? Let's do the old zoom. Okay, so he says LTL shipping is effing brutal. A couple of tips that can decrease your damage rates. And he's going to have a photo here at the end. Never allow your product to overhang the pallet. No movement. Secure the product to the pallet properly so that it cannot shift in transit. And pass ISTA, which is the International Safe Transit Association transit testing. This verifies your packaging solution performance and gives you leverage if and when damage occurs. If you're a customer picking up this product from the Home Depot and he tags Home Depot, what are you doing when you see this? So down here you can see there's been a ton of damage to the corner of this. This is looks like a bathtub. So congratulations on your purchase, Dustin. I'm guessing you didn't purchase this, but if you're like a good packaging professional, your cell phone camera is always at the ready. Let's see if we got any comments down here on this post. Yeah, make him open it. This kind of reminds me of John Bolt, his partner, jumps in and says this is called dead inventory. It reminds me of the Big Daddy scene where he's chucking cans on the floor saying Microsoft stock is down. This can cause a lot of harm, right? Like it's a great point by John in the comments here. Make him open it up. John Risden says, make him open it up prior to making the purchase. So let's talk a little bit about this here for a second. So overhang on the pallet. How do you ship something this big? And I'm guessing this is just a standard pallet. So if you have stock pallet sizes, do you have to then create custom pallets for all of your products? And when you create a custom pallet, does that in fact increase costs? Obviously it would. For something like this though, is it worth it? I think so. I think this is probably a case where I can't see who the company is that made this. If you're the manufacturer of this, assuming this is not made here in the U.S., it's going to have to go through a lot of international shipping. They've got a lot of protective packaging on it, right? There's multi-wall corrugated. They've got staples in it. Like they've really done their job. I'm guessing there's a ton of protective packaging and blocking and bracing on the inside of this. But at the end of the day, it's the customer and the customer's perception that this may end up on a clearance somewhere. So I don't know. I haven't priced out a bathtub like this in a while, but let's say it's $1,000. And to make the pallet the right size in order to make sure there's no overhang, maybe it costs you an extra $50. I don't know pallet pricing here, but let's say it's an extra $50. The ROI on that is really, really good. And so um, I think it's totally worth it. Chris asked, is it damaged in other places? Um, I don't I can't tell from the photo. I mean, you can see down here, probably the underside of this. It looks like maybe a forklift fork hit it or something like that down here in the bottom. But it's obviously caused structural damage to the edge of the box here. You can even see where the strapping is going into the box. So, and I think consumers understand this right here. If you can see my mouse, yeah, they understand this sort of problem. It's just this stuff that would make you a bit concerned. I mean, could there have been, rodents or animals getting into it? I'm not exactly sure. So creating a custom pallet, I think, would have been a really great idea. Um, Securing the product to the pallet properly so it cannot shift in transit. Not stacking probably products on top of this would be another thing. But a lot of that security is going to happen with you've got this strap right here that looks like it's trying to go on the pallet, but it looks loose because it's broken through the corrugate. So, or I'm sorry, Ryan Fox, the corrugated fiberboard. I said corrugate. Ryan's not listening, I hope, because I'll be shamed. Um, so yeah, I mean, obviously you don't want this thing moving. If you have a custom pallet, you don't want it moving on the pallet. Um, and then also, I highly encourage anybody if you have questions about shipping. Number one, if you're with a company and you want somebody to come in, again, this is not a paid promotion. I just like talking about people who are doing really cool stuff. But Boltsmith does a lot of very, very high impact studies on the entirety of your packaging supply chain. But he talks about ISTA right here. So let's go over here to the ISTA site. um, they're out of East Lansing. They employ a lot of Spartans, and so I'm shocked that even Dustin Smith and his fandom of UW Stout would be even promoting. I'm just kidding. But you have so ISTA is a tremendous organization where you can send your packaging to them. They will give you reports on whether or not it's going to pass or not, what you need to do to change it. So you definitely want to have this organization as part of your general Rolodex. I don't know. I think they're going to be at the Spec Summit. Maybe not. They've got February 20th. Looks like they've got their Transpack Temp Pack forum. So you guys should check that out. February 20th. But anyway, thought this was a great post over here by Dustin. And it's, super insightful. I'll add this and we'll kind of wrap it up here. Gosh, 10 minutes goes by really quick. And again, Chris, you're a real one. Thanks again for always showing up. If you work in the packaging industry, I think that you should take a lot of lessons from this post from Dustin. And one of the biggest ones is just fill up your phone with photos of packaging. Whether it's good, bad, even indifferent. And if you want to be somebody who is adding to the conversation on LinkedIn, not just promoting your own stuff, but genuinely adding to it, you don't see Dustin on here, talking about Boltsmith. He's talking about a real life problem. Now, can Boltsmith be a solution to that? Absolutely. But he's adding value to the network. And so if you want to do that, I always have stuff on my phone. Even this morning, I took a picture of like our coffee packaging because I thought the graphics were funny. I'll post that here in a little bit, but always have your phone camera ready when you're in the store and fill up your camera roll with a lot of photos because it will help you to create new, fresh content. And as long as you have a creative eye and you're willing to get a little bit creative with your posts, you can start to create some engaging things like Dustin did. I mean, this one is 3 hours old and has 17 reactions and 6 comments already. So people do react well to this stuff. Really excited too for Friday. Friday is going to be Pack of the Week, and I've invited, since Corey and Avelio have left me stranded, I've invited my friend Megan Young Gamble, who you should absolutely be connected with and follow. And she's going to come on and we're going to surprise each other with a pack of the week that we each pick out. And so I'm excited for that episode. Make sure that you tune in. What we talk about tomorrow, I'm going to try to find another guest for tomorrow to come on and discuss something. I don't even know. It's going to be fun. But Chris, thanks again for chiming in. My cold is in fact going away, hopefully very soon, and we'll be back here on YouTube and LinkedIn tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, for 10 minutes of some fun packaging discussion. Thanks, everybody.